Where did Ron go? As soon as we go live, he's gone. Anyway, everybody, welcome back to Wild and Weird Radio Live. This is not going to be. There he is.
Everything went down on my end. I don't know.
Back here.
That's a live show for you.
Yep. This welcome back to Wild and Weird Radio Live, everybody. We are going on. This is our third episode, and just a reminder for everybody: this is not your standard part of Wild and Weird Radio. This is just the live show that you guys have been asking for, and we decided to go ahead and do it because why not? It's fun. Let's have at it, right? So this will not be something that you can find in the audio side. You're only going to be able to find this on YouTube after it's already been put up, or you can watch it live with us on Facebook, YouTube, or anywhere else it's been shared at. But remember, if you're watching it somewhere other than YouTube, the comments are not integrated into the stream. So, Deuster, we got the Deuster in the house, baby.
Here.
Dewey's here.
Dewey.
Hey, Teresa.
Teresa.
If you guys are watching on Facebook, remember you've got to let StreamYard have permissions to see your comments, so that way we can actually see them. When you're given StreamYard permission to see it, it's basically just saying that we're allowed to see your comments, and we don't have to keep switching back and forth between screens to find it. That's right, Bigfoot Society. What's going on? Squanch that like button. That's absolutely right.
Heck yeah, beat the squatch out of that thing.
So we got Deuster of Cryptids and Critters Paranormal here. That's our good buddy Dewey, and he is literally the expert on the history of the Bell Witch, for anybody who doesn't know.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
We got Teresa in the house. That is Teresa of Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State. That is the Haunted History of the Tri-State in West Virginia.
You will find no one with as much knowledge of West Virginia haunts and paranormal that has done as much to document anywhere in the state.
And then we've got Bigfoot Society joining us here. It is such a pleasure.
That's cool,
my friend.
That is so
Thanks
cool.
for joining us. By the way, they've, I believe, recently just hit 1,000 in their group, 1,000 followers in their group. So congratulations. If you haven't, then I'm giving you that congratulations early, because by the end of the live show, you're hopefully going to have it.
Yeah. And if you haven't hit it, awesome. Get out there and and do it.
That logo's sick. I love it. It's great, man. So we're gonna go again. This is not your standard Wild and Weird Radio run. We're this is only for the live guys, and for anybody who's brand new to us, because we did have a brand new listener who had just tuned in to Wild and Weird for the very first time last week, and it caught him off guard because the show was kind of bouncing around, and it wasn't obviously. I mean, this is a live show. It's not as put together as our normal scheduled program.
No, and it's almost like those are put together.
Yeah, right. You'd almost think we work through those, but this show, we let you guys interact with us in real time, and we go through your comments and we engage with you guys and let you all pretty much be the rudder of the show. Yes, Spooky Appalachia, you're new, all right. Okay.
Yeah. There's a new viewer, everyone. Don't know who they are.
So Fishbelly says hello. Thanks for joining us, Fishbelly. We're glad to have you here. Where's Pab's Corner? Where's Pab at? Where's
Pab? Someone better someone better find him. He's gonna be mad he missed this.
I know, right?
Right. Because this is a good one.
We're going to go ahead and dive into the hot news. So that way we're going to save some of the other news for the actual radio show. But we're going to cover the hot stuff right now with you guys.
Well, we can just go over a little bit of it. Let's not go over too much. And let's not even really call it the news as much as we're just going to do a pre-news. So you can listen to the real podcast next week and catch the old news. But it's new now. So
Jeremiah, thank you for tuning in with us, by the way, buddy. We appreciate it. Thanks for the share.
Huge thanks, guys. If you can share it out, that would be wonderful. Multiple thanks to every single person here. We are going to show some really cool stuff tonight that's never been seen. So
we are.
It's going to be really cool. If you haven't heard, I'm going to steal the spotlight for a second from the news, because this kind of is news, right?
No.
Episode 3? Is it episode 3? I guess. I don't even know. I make these things. I don't even know.
Yeah, this is episode 3.
Not this. I meant the investigations.
Oh,
Wild and
yeah,
Weird
yeah. No,
Investigations,
when you were with up there at the
Travis.
antique store.
Yeah.
That would have
is
technically been, I think, episode 2, and then 3 and 4 would have been Logan and Logan Part 2.
Okay. Well, either way, the next episode of Wild and Weird Investigations will be the Deep End Antiques. And Teresa's actually in that. So
hey, Jimmy, you know where to send the check.
Teresa, I'm gonna have to order a Spooky Appalachia shirt. There you go. See, already sold one of your shirts. See, this is the beautiful thing about community, people.
Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. Just starting it up at the computer on the Mothman Museum. Sweet.
Thank you guys so much. All right, so let's hit the news really quick and let's get back to our topic. And I'm gonna go over here and mess around in the presentation room while you guys get it all fired up.
Well, we had some really interesting stuff taking place just since Sunday. One of the ones that Brandon shared was really good. He sent it over to us. I don't know, Ron, do you have the photos of that triangle UFO?
Hang on, I can find it for you. Just give me a sec. Triangle UFO. No, actually, I don't see the triangle UFO, guys.
How do we?
See? Triangle UFO.
The thing with this triangle UFO, the way it looks looks almost identical to the same triangle crafts that were being seen over Withville at the exact same time frame. Is that not crazy?
Yep.
This was the Belgian one you're talking about, right?
The what one?
Is that the Belgian?
Yes, the Belgian one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I found it. Okay, I think we can pull that up. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, a lot of people have seen this. Well, what's going on here? Hang on.
I'm over here. I'm trying to look at the Facebook comments because I see people commenting. I'm getting alerts that people are commenting, but it's not coming through on StreamYard.
Yeah, so, they've got to give permission.
Reminder, you guys do have to give permission to StreamYard to allow us to see your comments there. We're getting there. Hold on. Oh, we just got people saying hello. Thank you, all you guys over from Facebook land. I'm gonna toggle back and forth just to, help y'all out a little. But
yeah, that's a good idea.
That's gonna be about the best I can probably do.
All right. There you go. Sorry, took a bit of doing, but
no, you're good. You're good. So check these out, guys. These are a triangle craft captured from Belgium. The top photo is the actual photo, correct? And then the bottom one's lightened?
I believe it's the other way around.
Other way around?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
The one with the purple sky is the original photo?
I would almost say that came off of the screen from Unsolved Mysteries because it sure looks like that original footage.
Well, it could have.
Yeah. But either way, yeah, that was the old triangle craft. That was a huge sighting, a massive sighting. I'm not really sure why it's back in the news again because, hey, it's UFOs. Everything that's old is new again now. So
right.
Yeah,
the Wistful sighting, they described the lights that rounded the corners. Mm-hmm. It had the center pot in the bottom that had light coming out of it. Yep. Very, very distinct craft. The fact that it was pictured in Belgium around the same time is really, really interesting.
It's interesting. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of those triangular craft that popped up. Hello,
Children of the Moth.
That's good.
Does everybody have their cans of beans ready?
Oh gosh. Uh-huh. Whatever you do, guys, don't go put beans at the Mothman statue. The mayor doesn't like it.
And they don't fancy that much.
No, they don't.
They really don't, do they? What else you got in the news, Brandon?
Oh, there's been a lot. I imagine we probably want to save the one about Stratton for that main show.
You can actually bring it up because it is very relevant.
Yeah.
So of course, Jeremy Corbell and his people managed to dig up the former of the UAPTF, Jay Stratton, who organized several of the government commissions to research UFOs, and they actually only released some of the interview they did with him. I think they're going to do it in 3 parts.
Yeah.
We only got like a snippet of it this time.
They just started doing their podcast, and they've had these revelations. And I think that's what we're doing. They're building a platform to actually put this stuff out there. And they've said it's for years, it's coming, and we're going to do it when we can do it. And I think that they're to the position now to where they can actually do it. And it's getting pretty exciting over there.
Their podcast is really good, by the way. I've been I created the Twitter account, and we got we need to get a hold of Russ Jones. Apparently Russ Jones just commented, or he sent me a text message and said he still wants to come on the show. We'll have to
there you go,
scheduled in. But anyway, Corbell, I just started the Twitter account. If you guys are wanting to find me over on Twitter or something, like, I'm just going to be posting nature content and Bigfoot content over there, and whatever research stuff we're doing at the time. But I'm over there, Wild and Weird Joe. That's my Twitter handle. So anywho, I've been seeing what they've been posting, what Jeremy's been putting these little snippets and links out in the titles for the show and the interviews and stuff they got. And I'm like, oh, this is outstanding. And then going over and listening to the show, I mean, it is a very aggressive podcast with this information. I think that's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they definitely have some authority. Let's put it that way. They've got the contacts, they have the means, and they have the motive to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is their platform to make that happen. And what's significant about this guy that just came forward, he confirms a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about that in the real news next, on the radio. But it's going to be really fascinating. I think in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see some major UFO news. I mean, major UFO news. Big stuff is coming.
What's going on, Chris? Thanks for joining us again, man. Always a pleasure.
What's up,
Some
Chris?
of that news ties into Skinwalker Ranch, too.
I do believe.
It does. Now, Dewey said, my sister-in-law lives in southern middle Tennessee and sees one of those triangular UAPs every few days. It's not has not been able to get a good photo yet. That's wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there's a lot of people that are still reporting that triangle UAP, like, to this day. There was that big flap in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, but a lot of people still see that Delta craft flying around, and it could be the same stuff. Could be,
a way to camouflage secret government programs. We don't know. I mean, we just learned recently, just in the past couple of days, one of the articles stated that, there have been multiple UAPs reported, which were actually surveillance balloons from foreign countries. And that was part of the UAP task force that actually looked at that. And that's why they couldn't release it to the general public. Do I buy that? I don't. No, I really don't. And here's why I don't buy it, because it's too convenient. We do know that whatever that they chased, they couldn't catch, much less try to shoot down. It moved at multiple thousands of miles per hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And balloons don't do that. So, maybe some might have been balloons. Yeah, I'll give you that, but probably not as many as they want you all to think there are. No.
So what do we have next up?
What you got?
Spooky says, I had a few people send me reports of a pill-shaped UAP in mid-Tennessee recently. So I guess that would be the, like, Tic Tac.
That's a Tic Tac type, yeah. And we've seen a few of those sent in. And in fact, Eric,
we have had a few of
those in, and we couldn't tell. I mean, I couldn't tell if that was a plane or not, because here's the thing about planes. And this is for people who are out there shooting and you think you got something. You might have. You never know. But when you shoot at a plane and it's lit by the sun and the sky's just right, you're not going to see those wings. Everyone says, yeah, I can't see the wings. Can't see the wings. You can't see the wings.
They diffuse.
You won't see the wings. The wings on the bottom of the plane are typically brighter color, and they blend in with the sky, and you just don't see those wings. It's very hard to see. If you're close enough, you can see them. But when we're shooting with something like a cell phone, I mean, it's not made to take telephoto shots typically.
Spooky saying, yeah, it was chrome colored. It was weird and stationary.
If it's stationary, that's completely different.
Yeah.
If it's stationary or moving around, yes, you've probably got something very cool, and I'm very interested in that.
Deucer said that his wife saw one of those Tic Tac shaped ones in Hendersonville, Tennessee, just a few weeks ago. So that's really interesting. I wonder if that might have been the same event.
Hey,
Jimmy, if you want to relay back and forth with Deucer and try and pinpoint a date down, that'd be really cool, because you might have actually had two sightings of the same event.
Yeah, let's figure out if that was around the same, around the same circumstances.
So let's do one more news run, and then we're going to jump into this.
Okay. What are we doing?
Well, we can talk about that Bigfoot game camera footage that's been going around.
That's a good one, yeah, because that's been out for about 2 weeks now.
Go ahead, hit it.
So I've had a hard time putting a finger on this one, if I'm being completely honest.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like this one, the hair looks really good. It's either A, one of the better hoaxes, or B, Ron got abducted and it came back. It's one of the better hoaxes out there, or B, they actually caught something strange. The proportions are out of proportion. It is more human in proportion.
Okay.
So that would be something that to take into consideration there. But the hair is either real hair or it is the best fake on the market this year, because it's not AI. This isn't an AI photo. There's actually something there. The motion blur is perfect. There's something like almost running through this frame. The bad part is it cuts off a section of it. And Ron's audio, I think, dropped out on him too. He's having some technical difficulties tonight.
No, I'm trying to pick my camera. That's all.
Oh, it's the government.
It's the government after me.
The government.
Oh, you. Anyway, okay. Technology. It's wonderful when it works.
Right. So, what do you think, Brandon?
Well, if you look at it, you can see places that might actually show skin, like on the shoulders and down the side.
Yeah, like it's not a thick. What I saw had thick hair, real thick hair, and this doesn't have that. But you do have a lot of reports out of the southern part of the country. Think like Oklahoma South.
If you look at it too, it doesn't look very big, so maybe it's a juvenile.
Possible.
Maybe that's why the fur's not very thick, because it's younger.
But the sparse hair, being able to see the skin, like that's hard to do. That's expensive to replicate, is what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody made a suit like that, the technique that's used to make that is called pinning. Ron, can you grab that screenshot real quick?
I'm looking for it.
So the technique's called pinning.
Where'd you send
and it's basically where you've got to snag hair in a needle and thread it into the costume, and then snag hair in the needle and thread it into the costume. And it's a back and forth process. And this was full coverage. So it definitely is going to be a egregious process there.
Here you go.
Yeah, and the skin actually looks kind of tan too, like it's been out in the sun, been out there for a while in the weather.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Share that. And here you are. And you can see it there. It's definitely got it's very sparse. You're 100% right. This, man, if this is fake, this is really good. Joe's audio is down.
Okay, I'm back.
There you are.
I didn't know it was down there. My bad.
Yeah.
So this was also expensive.
Oh goodness, yeah. This
extremely
is
expensive.
next level
like,
expensive. If this is
you're talking like just for the top, just for the head to be pinned, it's $6,000.
Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah.
To do the pinning on the face and the head and do all that stuff, but get a whole bodysuit like that. I mean, you're talking $25,000.
This is insane
to have something like that done. I wish we had a full picture.
Now, could it be something that we haven't seen yet? Like maybe it's a production still from maybe a movie that's coming out or something. Because that's the level.
Oh yeah, it is that level, 100%.
That's movie level. Yeah. Yeah,
and
that is
because it did with Beacon Bigfoot, for example.
Yeah,
the Beacon Bigfoot footage, like that was being shared around like crazy.
Yeah,
and it was fake.
Yeah, I think that we're going to find out more about that in the coming weeks. I'm sure.
Yeah, we need to check and see if there's any movies or documentaries being made about like evolution or.
Yeah, right.
That looks like something that could be very believable to be a suit for like an Australopithecine.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, Gail Kirby Kroll joining in from Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Where was that at? Brandon, do you remember where that photo came from?
Yeah, it was in Washington State and Pierce County.
Yeah, Washington State. So, I mean, personally, I would expect something to have more hair up there. That's just me.
We're going to have to definitely look more into that because I'm betting you that's going to be a production thing.
Yeah, Chris is saying that's top-notch costume quality. It really is. I mean, it's movie production.
It. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So that
tell,
wraps.
If you look at the proportion from the elbow to the shoulder, that's not quite what people usually describe with Bigfoot either.
Right. It had very human proportions.
Yeah, it does. So that's why I'm thinking we're probably looking at a prop or
it could be a very early production like what you were thinking. Because it's real hard to put a finger down on it and say what it was.
Yeah, 100%. I think we're going to have to wait on this one and get more data.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay. Well, are we ready to roll over into our main topic?
Let's do it. Let's go into the show.
What is our main topic tonight, gents?
It's the unseen footage from your trip up to Deep End.
Well, that's some of it. Now, we're not going to give that away right at the beginning. Let's be real here.
That was the main topic on the promotional.
No, the paranormal phenomena is our main topic, but that just happens to be one of the little cherries on top.
Hold on, pause.
Go ahead.
The one that you had seen had hardly any hair. Where was it that you had your sighting, Gail? If you don't mind us asking, where are you located by chance?
And you can also send it here. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, if you don't want to share it on here, you can actually send it over to wildandweirdwv.com. Mason County, West Virginia. Okay,
well, so you already know. Okay,
you are actually really, if you live in Mason County, you actually live really close to me. I'm over in Putnam County, so I'm just south of you. What time of year did you see it in?
There you go.
Oh, it lives in Charleston, so you live real close to Ron.
Yeah.
Do you remember what time of year it was by chance? See, this is what's great about this show. We get to do these real time
stuff.
Yeah. November. So yeah, I mean, okay.
Hey, wait. All right. November, huh?
Yeah.
So the colder months.
Yeah. Interesting. Gail, if you don't mind, Ron, post the link up. I'm actually going to, never mind. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it in the comments myself. Gail, if you don't care, head over to this link and fill out a sighting report for us, because I'd really love to add your sighting to our Bigfoot map. And we could talk about that as well here in a minute. This is a project we've been going on for
years.
For a while.
Years. But we also don't release personal information if you worry about that kind of stuff.
There you go. All right, Gail, I just put a link in the comments there. If you could click on that here at some point and go check that out, that would be awesome. We'd love to add that in, and then if we could, we'd like to talk to you personally, maybe do a phone call or something. That'd be fantastic. So anyway, Gail, thanks for joining. It's awesome. You're fresh on the show, and you took over the headlines here.
Thank you.
That's great.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was absolutely awesome.
All right. So the paranormal. Well, go ahead, guys.
Oh yeah, the paranormal.
Let's run with it.
I mean, that's pretty much what it's all about, and it's pretty much going to be an open discussion. I know Teresa's here, so she can talk a lot about this stuff too. But we're just going to be talking about some of the stuff. I think it was it might have been Spooky Appalachia who suggested that we hit this topic. And they wanted to know more about some of the things that we did in the field and whatnot, and basically what we've seen and heard, et cetera, and experienced. Because, a lot of people don't know. I did this for a very long time. And, I've got stuff here that's just, it's ridiculous, honestly. I built stuff from the beginning, and then when we got to the point where we could buy stuff, we bought stuff. But I also get asked a lot of questions about that too, like, where do you get started? Well, you get started by just doing research, lots and lots and lots of research. I suggest there's a lot of great books out there.
Before you ever step foot in the field.
Yeah.
Before you ever step out and go on a formal kind of investigation, it's do your due diligence to cover all your bases.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to, even if you go out there and how many times people send us photos of ghosts that they've caught, they're lens flares. I'm going to show you one later that someone's going to say is a ghost. I promise you it's not a ghost. And it is a lens flare.
Terry Summerfield says, great topic for me to finally catch on live. Hey, glad you're here with us. Thanks for joining us.
It's great because some of the photos you were actually there for. I went back that far.
Ghost Watch days?
I went back to Ghost Watch days and pulled some because I got a lot of questions from when I tell the story about seeing the shadow thing that night. A lot of people are like, well, little questions about that. So I found the actual place that was at. And, I got that up there. So we'll get to see that later.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know. It was a real treat for me to find too. But no, literally anyone out there, I mean, everyone out there, we know this. Every single person out there knows someone or they themselves have seen something that they can't quite explain. And it falls under that paranormal category, whether that be a ghost, a shadow figure, weird intrusions in the house, or strange feelings in places that don't make any sense, places that cause you dread or fear, etc. These are real things. You're not crazy. It's very real. You're becoming more aware of it, and you're more susceptible to it for multiple reasons, probably. But of all you guys, I mean, just chime in. You've seen it. You've heard it. You've seen things and heard things. Go ahead. Tell your stories, and we're going to be telling our stories on top of that. I've seen a few things. I kind of always believed in that part of the paranormal because, remember, I did the dream research and whatnot. You can't do out-of-body research and dream research and not think that there's something that is actually these people could actually be seeing, So,
Gail, we will give you an opportunity here in a little while. If you want to go ahead and start typing it up, just don't press send, and we'll give you a clear point to hit send, and then we'll let you in on the show here.
Yeah. So, what is it?
Don't forget the ball of energy in the basement of the bread factory. That's new. I haven't heard that one before.
Well, there was the basement of the bread factory was weird.
Yeah, okay? I knew that, but I never heard the ball of energy.
Only certain people saw the ball of energy. Other people felt the energy, which back then didn't make a whole lot of sense. But now it makes perfect sense because of the whole perception thing that we were just talking about a few episodes back on the contact episodes. It may be the same modality here that we're seeing repeated in this kind of stuff. That certain part of the brain is switch on. Some people can see things, other people hear things, and other people just kind of sense it. And then there's the others who just don't feel it at all or sense it. I know one of our team members never saw anything. Never saw it, never heard anything at all. Well,
Is that the same bread factory that's now a music venue?
yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
man.
yeah, that's the old Purity Bread Factory there. That's what it is. Yeah.
That'd make for some interesting shows.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. But in the basement, we multiple sessions of us. We went down there in different teams, and my experience with it was Terry was down at the bottom of the stairs, if I recall right, and something happened in the corner, and it was pretty emotional. I kind of remember her getting very emotional about that.
Gail said that she can't type at the moment because she has her granddaughter. By the way, I'm Brandon's mother-in-law. You have our deepest condolences, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. We won't hold that against you.
She just gets news sent to her all day from me.
Oh man. All right, Ron, go ahead. Bread Factory.
But we got some weird EVPs down there. I mean, I wish Dave could be with us. Dave's not with us tonight because he has the stomach flu.
Fun.
Yeah,
I've had that. It's going around.
yeah. But the EVPs are actually over in the files on our, I believe, on our Facebook on the group. And
I think that were they on the website too?
I don't know if they're on the website or not, but I do know they're on.
For some reason, I was thinking they were on the website too. But yeah, they are on the Facebook group.
Yeah, they're in the files. So if you can go over and listen to those. But we got all kinds of creepy stuff down there. And, my wife had said something on the actual floor where it's a gym now, but back then it was, it was the bread floors where they had the big machines. She had something literally yell in her ear. And we didn't hear it. She heard it day. I mean, these things happen, and it's all about that perception.
It's funny, Ron. We discussed that on this week's episode about Mind Speak also.
That's what I'm saying. These things now, they make more sense. I mean, we're talking about forever ago.
Spooky was asking if that was in Beckley as well. No, this was actually in downtown Charleston.
In Charleston.
West Virginia.
Yeah. And Dave did some incredible research on that place. I found out a lot about it. We're actually working on a little something for that. I don't want to give too much away, but
Civil War ghosts.
Yeah, there's a lot of that actually. Yeah, lots of Civil War activity in that area, and there was a lot of First Nations activity there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were mounds all around that area, and probably where the bread factory sat as well. Probably, if you look at the old maps.
Yeah, people's houses are built right on top of those. I don't even know it.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting place. I've been in there a couple of times, and it never really failed to please. Let's put it that way. But yeah, there was some weird stuff in that place.
Didn't you say there was a story of an employee who was killed there?
Oh yeah, that was one of the stories. There's been bodies out, allegedly found in in the back room kind of hallway kind of things or something. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. I wish Dave was here. He's got the whole history of the building.
Yeah, Dave is the historian of the bread factory.
Yeah. And like I said, I won't give too much away. Well, you'll be able to read all that soon, and you'll be able to see it for yourself, hopefully through a few pictures and some other goodies and treats. Go ahead and pull that up. Let's go down here. So we got about 11 people. I mean, that's our tip. That's a good number. So let's go ahead and you guys want to see this footage, or should I just go to something else?
Let's see it.
I don't care about you, Brandon. I want to know if the people do the people want to see the footage, I should say. And this will be from the Deep End Antiques. And
the Deep End is in Beckley.
And it is
Beckley, West Virginia.
Amazing place. Absolutely amazing place. That's the place that really changed. I think it changed Joe's perspective on a lot of this too.
It did. The Ovnik did for sure.
All that and that weird thing you saw back.
Yeah. See, I'd been around that kind of stuff before. That wasn't completely new. The Ovnik thing was new.
Has anybody ever had caught
getting yeses across the board?
Looks like yes. What is it, bud?
Has anyone ever caught footage of the Ovnik?
Hey, Teresa, did you guys ever get any footage of the OVNIC? I know we did not, and I purposely didn't try to be honest with you.
Yeah, we purposefully did. We avoided it the
Yeah.
tonight when I was there with you.
Yeah, I would not. I would not try to actually engage with it other than to just see it and let it do what it wants to do. Okay, I'm going to show the footage. Okay.
Spooky says I need to swing by there. It's real close. Let us know when you're going, man. We can try to schedule a meetup. We'll meet you there.
It's a cool place, man. All right, here we go. Let's go to share screen and Windows up. This is. It should play the whole movie here. I'm going to see if it does. You tell me if
Teresa said no. We also didn't really try. We had static camera back there, but it smartly avoided it.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely pointless to even try. And it's probably, I mean, you know this well as I do, Teresa. It's probably an insult to the little guys. So, you know, gain respect, I guess, or just show respect. And I think we all did a really good job of that. And share. Okay. All right. I'm going to see if this thing will work. It should. You guys should be able to hear this if I did it right.
We don't have any audio coming through there.
Oh, there's no audio? Here, I'll fix you. I'll give you one better. Hang on.
So a Facebook user says, hey, so I'm going to go try to find out who you are. You got to give, for us to be able to see your name and stuff, you got to let StreamYard have permission to view your stuff. So I'm going to go find where you shared it because I'll have I will at least have a record there.
Government.
Go see who you are.
It could be. Probably is, man.
And I'm black.
It probably is. Probably
just
is.
People from DC keep listening.
Oh, it's Ike. Ike Faber is over there on Facebook.
Oh.
He's
Ike,
over in Facebook land.
Get over here, Ike.
Hop over to YouTube so we can see that gorgeous mug of yours.
Where is it at? Well. Okay, I'm going to do one better for you guys. I'm going to actually try this. I hope it doesn't crash the system. But I'm doing this because you're just such great fans. And if I would crash the system, then, you know, I did it for you. See, I didn't say it was your fault.
Dooster and Spooky are putting it together over here in the comments, guys. That is, Spooky thinks it might have actually been the same event.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, it's uploading right now. I'm going to try to do a direct upload. That way, I can't stop it or anything. And I think we can only do like 40 some minutes of it, but you'll get the idea of it. You know, also, you'll be able to see it soon too. So it's processing. This is in real time. This is exciting.
Yeah, this wasn't done ahead of time. The thing we did ahead of time apparently doesn't want to play sound for you. So we're
apparently you can't play
doing
sound.
it another way.
You wouldn't know. Anyway.
Are you working 2 hours or you get stuck over on evening shift?
I couldn't make that out.
Have to answer me again. No, it's smoke.
Smoke. There's smoke again.
You from Raleigh?
What?
Raleigh.
Yeah, it actually did say Raleigh. And that is one of the more crazy things that we got. I'll have all those up for you. There's like 3-minute clip here. You can't hear it, I guess, unfortunately, when I do the share screen, which is terrible. But yeah, there's a lot more relevance to it. There's one point where we're asking this well, you think it's a miner based upon the questions that we were asking. And we were doing this with a transcommunication type situation. We had a kind of a spirit box had the RTEVP signed on there, and it was run through.
There he
Hey,
is.
Ike. And it was ran through a portable speaker so everybody could hear. And Travis was asking a lot of the questions, and we were just asking questions back and forth. But this thing really seemed to be answering Travis like almost spot on. We come to find out that it did say Raleigh. We're fairly sure that that's what we heard that thing say. And we're like, well, what do you want? I think Travis asked it, like, what do you want? Why are you here? And it says something, and we're just oblivious as to what it's saying, you know. It's like, you know, and we asked, I didn't understand, you know. It says it again. We're like, I don't know what that's saying. Finally, we figure out it's saying script, and you can just go right back and listen to it. It must have said script like 6 times, and we were so stupid that we didn't even understand what we were getting. And we figure out, you know, go get some script. So he grabs some script, throws it on the floor.
Because to give you guys some background here,
hold on, script.
They're communicating with a coal miner, and he's wanting his money. And the money is back then was in the form of script. And Travis owns the most complete antique store you'll probably ever see, and has the widest array of oddities and items in one location that I've ever been in.
I think so.
So of course he has script laying around somewhere.
Oh yeah. I'm like, you got any script? He's like, yeah, I got some more in a cabinet. I'm like, go get it. So he gets it. We put 3 pieces on the floor, and he says, there's your money. You know, come get it. There you are. You're late.
You missed like the news and the video that Ron showed.
You didn't miss anything much. You're good. So anyway, as we're doing this little experiment, he keeps saying things like, it's his, it's whatever, script. And I'm watching it with the thermal. And we see it. I've got it on video. One of those script it starts fluctuating. Because he's like, I like to see you try to take it or something like that. And that thing starts fluctuating. Like the thermal output on this one coin starts fluctuating. Not the other 2, just the one, which is very, very weird. So we try to figure out, what's going on here. So, we go over and we like, oh, it must be residual heat. So I think Dave went in there and he like touches the ground or something. We're trying to see how long it takes the heat to dissipate. Because this thing's not dissipating, it's glowing. And he takes it away and he puts his hand down there, and sure enough, the ground lights up. It's concrete. It lights up because of the residual heat, but it disappears just like that. And that was one of the really, really cool things that we caught. And I thought that was pretty significant as far as
watching the replay of the thermal footage is really interesting, because you can see the other 2 pieces of script there, and they're not showing any temperature gradient at all, but this one piece is hot.
Yeah, it's very strange. Actually, we can show that part. We just can't hear it, but we can definitely show that part.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So you think it was just highly energized and not actually hot?
Oh, it was something, Brandon. This was not, I don't know how to even explain how it could have happened. It's one of those where you kind of rack your brain saying, hey, wait a minute. That shouldn't be. But let's go up here and, wait. That's not it.
Yeah, we can just narrate over what's happening, because it's pretty clear when you're looking at it. Teresa says, do you remember what mine or company that particular piece of script was from?
I don't, but I'll bet Travis does.
Yeah. Because after that incident, I bet Travis probably put it back in his personal hold.
The man has more stuff than you could possibly ever imagine. I mean, it's just an incredible amount. All right, I'm looking for the actual footage, guys. Hang on. Because All right, here, look at these. You can look at these while I'm doing this.
So, do you think maybe the miner might have been killed for his script, and that's why he was wanting it back?
Dude, hey, you know, who knows? I'll give you one that's really good.
Payday.
I'll give you one really good, and this will load and it will play and you will hear it. Joe, you remember when we first went there and we were interviewing Travis and the cabinet opened?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And when we were trying to debunk the cabinet, well, I've got the debunking of the cabinet, which is pretty remarkable. So why don't you tell what happened before I play this?
Well, we were up there. There was this event that we all attended, and we'd met Travis there. And afterwards, he invited us all to come over and just check out the store. And there was a group that was doing an investigation there that night, and we were all invited to come kind of hang out, whatnot. So we did. And we didn't plan on staying the whole night because we had to go back to our rooms, get some rest because the event was still going the next day. But we went and we hung out, and we were just interviewing Travis about the store and just trying to plug him using the platform, getting some more people his way. Well, weird stuff just starts happening. We hear tubes of like posters and stuff falling over in the back room. There's nobody back there. We hear shuffling across the floor. Clearly nobody's in there. Everybody else is over in the storage units. We're the only ones in the building. And then we start going around. We're over in front of this one antique cabinet. And then all of a sudden it opens up. And I shut it back because it actually opens kind of into the camera frame. And I shut it back and it stays shut for a second. And then we're talking some more and then there it goes back. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I start looking at the cabinet to see if there's anything wrong with it. Like maybe one of the hinges or magnets has got something stuck with it, whatever. I shut it back. Everything looks fine. And then it opens again. So then we start trying to debunk it. And this is what Ron's got for you.
I just want to show this because we're going to be talking about it, right? You can see that.
Yeah, that takes a little bit of oomph to
how hard that is to open. And this is the one that just...
Unless you can open it from the inside and just push it out.
Right, exactly. And you can see it latches. I mean, that's latched. Hard.
Yeah.
So the magnetic latch is working as designed.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to actually get your finger in there like to pop it. But it was just opening on its own.
It was the craziest thing that, yeah, man, it was really crazy to see that.
Do you think that was the Ovnik, or do you think that was something else?
No.
Yeah, the Ovnik was over in the back of the store.
Yeah, it doesn't come out in that part. Okay, I think I found a hack here. We're going to see. I'll let you guys see this. I think I can do it. So pull this down, make this big. I'm just going to open it up here in Premiere and let you guys see it. So, hey, you do what you got to do.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Window, I believe it. Yep, here we go. Got it. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Got it? Okay. All right. So there we are. I'm just going to hit play here.
What you're seeing there on the floor is a REM pod and a K2 meter there.
Now he's if you want it, come take it. Now there's the script, the 3 pieces of script. You see it there. There's one right here, here, and here, right? He said, hey, or pay. Now this is when I fire up the thermal. See the coin?
And the other coins are cold. That's why we can't see them there.
This one right here. Now watch. Look at that. You see it?
See it almost flicker.
You see it flicker?
Huh.
Watch.
Yeah. It's like it's touched just
Yeah.
for a second.
You see that? So
What's going on, Patrick? Thanks for joining us again, buddy.
So there's Dave. He's doing his test. See, he's going to take the coin away. And this is a fingerprint here. Now look how fast the fingerprint will just disappear. And it's already almost gone. So it just it's gone. Just like that. And I think we have, okay. So here is the one coin. That's a different shot of it. But yeah, that's the one coin. And pretty remarkable, in my opinion, because you know what I like? I like that multiple validation stuff.
Yeah.
It's one thing to get something on thermal. That's cool. But if you got multiple people, multiple witnesses, or you got multiple pieces of equipment that are, showing that.
That was the REM pod. It detects temperature changes in the air, magnetic radiation, and RF.
It basically is a think of it as a what was that instrument? The theremin. Think of it like that. It produces its own electrical field around it, and anything that comes in and disturbs that field causes it to have these pitch changes. And
it actually sets off sounds on the device.
It sets off sounds and it sets off light, and depending on what level of disturbance it was. It also has a temperature sensor, which goes high and low and sets off a light for that as well. So it's a pretty cool piece of equipment, but you got to watch it because it can be tricked every now and again.
It can. Like if you're in an area where you've got EMTs, police, firefighters, anything like that, you're basically not going to be able to use the system. Like if you're really close to the building, if you're close to an airport or military installation, it won't work properly because of all the frequency interruptions.
I'll tell you one of the weird things about that. We were actually there, and no, that field couldn't affect that coin. If we're generating heat like that,
it would actually burn you when you went into the field. I don't
want to be around that. Actually, that was a great question, Pat, because you were just talking about near field exposure, which is something we've been talking about for like 3 weeks now.
If the coin was being affected like that, it would affect anything that went into the field. And to warm the coin up, you're talking about microwaves at that point.
Yeah.
And you will feel either a warm sensation or get burnt yourself while using it.
Well, we also had the K2 laying there. I don't know if you saw that. And I'm holding, or no, I'm not. I think Travis is holding it. One of us is holding the Mel meter at the time too. And we're not picking up any kind of EM radiation coming from anything at that point. And that device itself is just null. You can see it. It's just a red light. That's normal. And it's kind of not picking up anything as this is happening, which is very, very interesting to me. But we did have an incident where the REM pod just went nuts. And it occurred right as a police car drove by. We're like, oh, well, that's just a REM pod, picked up the signal or whatever. But the police car goes on way down the street, and the thing, we go reset it, and it fires right back up again. And Travis starts asking a few questions and goes back to his office, comes back out with a report, because we got an EVP, I believe, at that point, when David said, well, who are you? And I think the voice came through and said, Dave. And he thought it was talking about him. And at that point, Travis was like, oh. So he comes back out and he has the police report. It was the officer who got killed there. His first name was Dave. Huh. And so we conducted an experiment with that. He actually had the weapon that killed the officer. It's another one of the weird things that is in the antique shop.
Yeah.
And we had it there, and we conducted EVP session with that as well. Not conclusive. I won't say that that's 100% what, or who we were dealing with, because we had some weird stuff happen there that night that I'm not even, it made me rethink things. Let's put it that way. I'm not convinced that what we saw, but what we heard was actually quote unquote ghosts. There was a moment when we heard ourselves coming through the feedback. But it was us, like, I don't know how to even explain it to you. It was
Well, the
like,
easiest way, like my personal theory on that, because we talked about that, I think, on the episode that we did with Travis.
yeah,
There's a weird anomaly back there in the on the property, and they actually walked back there during this investigation, and it's where we had seen this weird, for lack of a better term, anomalous
it's
light
right.
source.
It's right here,
And
right there.
we had seen the doorknob and stuff turning and lighting up and all kinds of stuff, and it was just really, really bizarre. Now this zone could be a temporal anomaly. And if it is a temporal anomaly, when they were back there talking, you guys were all talking to each other, you could have been picking yourselves back up.
And that's oddly enough and Twilight Zoney enough. That's
Yeah.
where we went with this. This, I'm telling you, it really made me rethink a lot of stuff. It made me revisit the quantum theories on the whole paranormal, and it made more sense to me, honestly.
Spooky saying it's got to be the objects there, something with them. I'd say it's a mix because that property was also extremely dark. A lot of murder has taken place there. A lot of deaths and suicides have taken place, like in this area. There, it used to be the site of an old swimming pool, and people had drowned. Then it turned into a motel, hotel, and then turned into
the cult association on the hill.
There's so much going on.
Stuff that goes on. There were bodies that were found in out back. I mean, insane.
Micro black holes bending space. I mean, kind of.
Hey, that explains it. Honestly, I know it sounds weird, but really, yeah, that explains it.
It's really bizarre, and what we saw was actually visible, and then it just dissipated and was gone.
Yeah. Well, you saw the shaft of light and everything as we were moving toward that. And that's the area we were walking toward that night.
Yeah, so, I mean, that area, that singular point right there is bizarre focal point of whatever kind of energy. Real bizarre. And it was a visible shaft of light. Like, if I moved so far one way, it would go away. If I moved back in, I could see it again. If I moved enough another direction, I'd lose it again.
I thought it was interesting because you said that you could actually like if you tilted your head a certain way, you didn't see the beam of light, which that just, to me, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was weird because Ron was right there with me, like in real time. We were talking about it right as it was happening. I'm like, if I move my head a certain direction, I can't see it anymore. But then as I slowly move back, then I can bring it back into focus.
Yeah, we were trying to debunk it right there on the spot. And honestly, I couldn't. It was like, well, I mean, it's almost like you had something there. Like it's almost like you had glasses on and you were seeing a flare, but you didn't have glasses on.
It almost reminded me of, like, you know how you'd use the 3D glasses, you got the red and the blue?
Yes.
When you're looking through both of them at the same time, you can see the object. But when you're close one eye and look through, it's all blue. Close one eye, look through, it's all red.
Right.
It was kind of like that. Like if I turned too far to one way and I was only looking through like one lens, so to speak, I couldn't see it. It was really bizarre. That was really weird.
It's really, really strange is what it is. And that's pretty much the place. I mean, there's just so much weird stuff to it. And, we were there, me, Dave, and Maria were there, and she was filming and we went out, we got to go into the new room that had not been researched or investigated. And
yes, we did, actually.
We got to go over it.
Emily, we did go up to the door and check it out, and the door was actually locked. So there's no way that the door handle could have actually been moving when it visibly appeared that it had, because as the doorknob moved slightly, like you could see where there were dents in the doorknob that were being exposed.
That's what caught
to the
our
light.
attention to it.
It was, yeah, that's right. That is what brought
Yeah.
our attention to it. And then as we started walking over, that's when we saw the weird light. But as the doorknob turned, like it had dents and dings in it from being knocked on and beat on, and you could see where the light was dipping into those imperfections on the knob. And so something had turned the knob, but there was nothing there to turn the knob.
It was the spookiest
and it was actually locked.
feeling, honestly, because it was locked. Yet we're seeing a doorknob, from that far away. We're seeing that light shift, which means that it was jiggling the handle. It was jiggling that thing.
Yeah.
It can't move. How is it jiggling it? These are the things that make you say, wait a minute.
It really was.
Well, that's my whole thing about the whole, quantum anomaly thing. I told you that night, I think we're dealing with a temporal anomaly there. I don't think we're dealing with a traditional haunt. I think it's a temporal anomaly. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I think the deep end is. I think it is a temporal anomaly zone.
Yeah, it's setting on a temporal anomaly zone. And it just so happens to be that it's an antique store that's there.
There's lots of
so
water
then you start
there.
asking yourselves this question.
Yeah.
Did the temporal anomaly attract Travis to set up there?
Right.
Or was it attracted to the stuff that's there? Did it exist there prior? Because there's a bunch of weird stuff that happened there. Tons of history there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So did, that weird history create this temporal anomaly? Did they create a portal? That's the question.
Because it didn't feel bad.
No, it really didn't. I know a lot of people think, oh, well, that's a dark place. Don't go there.
Yeah,
it's not that. We don't go in the back of the hill. That's the dark place. In the shop.
Yeah, that was weird.
In the shop, though, it's not dark at all. It's and Travis says that's because the Ovnik guards the shop. Man, I'm not going to doubt him. I mean, it's all the thing.
And for those of you guys who are new and have never heard the Ovnik episode or
Please
not familiar like we were with Slavic lore, go back and listen to the show we did about Slavic lore with Travis. It was a fantastic point.
And I believe Teresa has an article about the Ovnik as well. Go check that out on Teresa's Haunted History.
Pab says, do you think it could be a nexus point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could definitely be a place where the two dimensions are bleeding in.
Yep. And, we have to think about that because let's go to, let's look at Point Pleasant for a second. I know it sounds like I'm diverging away, but I'm not. What is Point Pleasant to ND? What is it?
It's the converging of the rivers.
It's the converging of the rivers.
Means where the rivers meet or the waters mingle.
Right, where the waters mingle. Well, there you've got the crossroads, you've got water, you've got a mine shaft underneath the place. So you've got these minerals. You've got the perfect storm when it comes to something that could possibly produce a anomaly of some sort. Truth is, we don't know how any of this works. We're just guessing. We're just shooting in the dark. But there's enough weird stuff there that it makes you kind of perk up and say, hey, it's possible.
Yeah, it was that place is I can't wait to go back. It is so bizarre.
And one of the really cool things that was there, I mean, the really coolest thing there that I thought was, here's the shot of the room where the Ovnik hangs out, by the way. Let you guys see that. This is his room. Pretty much. He won't come out of this room. Not too much anyway. He doesn't go out to the front from what Travis says. More of the back office and whatnot. But yeah, that's in there. That's where he's at.
It's a really that's where all the records are. It's where the music is. That's where like a lot of the old kind of military just odds and ends junk is.
And then this happened.
I mean, this is how hot these are. This is insane. Look at this, Dave. David.
Holy crap.
Look at this.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
775. 845.
This is extreme danger limits.
I'm not going to handle that sucker.
You think?
All right, you need to get away from that thing, for real.
We might want to tell him about that.
Yeah, probably. It's a good idea.
Let's see. So what is it, radioactive?
It's
Yeah.
radioactive, big time.
They painted the dials to make it
Majorly
dark with
radioactive.
radium. Now, I had it on top of it when I was getting the highs.
Okay.
Are you seeing the reading on this?
2085.
Unreal, the level of radiation coming off that.
So let's think about this. And we did the same test in the shop and found several other things that were radioactive as well. So, thought we have radiation.
We do. You got a really big radiation source there.
We
Ton
have
of
a
energy.
lot of radiation. We have tons of energy right there that we can't see. And the only way we would have seen that is if, if I wouldn't have the Geiger counter, no one would have known.
Right.
But that's, that thing's crazy.
Deuster is saying that it sounds like the land between the lakes.
It does.
The phenomenon that goes on there. Like it really does. It's one of these places.
Really?
It's like land between the lakes, Skinwalker Ranch, and the Deep End Antiques.
Those are temporal anomaly zones, in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. Right around back is where me and Joe saw what I guess was an orb. I mean, based on what we've been researching at this point, that little pinpoint of light off in the distance that didn't make any sense.
Yep.
I've never seen a light that I could look at, and yet it seems so close, yet so far away at the same time. It made no sense.
The focal point on the light, it was like right there, real close, but it was so small, and it looked like a star.
Yeah.
In the mountain.
Star in the Mountain. That's exactly what it. Hey, I think that might be a song, guys. We need to.
Yeah, there we go. We can write a trippy song about the Star in the Mountain.
Star in the Mountain. Well, anyway, that was just a very strange thing, and I think Dewey's right. I think that a lot of these places are like that. I think they are temporal anomaly type zones. Again, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Mothman, UFOs, multiple sightings, multiple paranormal phenomena, all occurring in the same place. Again, we have the same kind of things, and we also have the whole area out there at the TNT area. We don't know what they had out there before it became a government works project and it got cleaned up.
Yep,
it's hard to say. So again, we're dealing with energies, and I think that is why it's so important that we document these things and we record these things the way that we do. It's just like when we were out on the trail the other, that last time when we encountered the disappearing trees.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole section of forest just disappeared on the way back out.
When a whole section of forest disappears on the way out, and then you find yourself what seems to be teleported for a half a mile. I mean, I don't know how to explain that.
You got it, man. I'll give you a shout. By the way, thanks for joining in, Tate. Appreciate you stopping by.
But these things do occur. Weird stuff happens out there. Anybody else got your own stories? I mean, we're getting some good accounts over here.
We really are.
Let's keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. We're listening.
I personally just can't wait to get back there.
I know.
It's such a trippy place to be in, to hang out at and be around. One, like you're around all these amazing artifacts. That's what most of the stuff is artifacts. It's not like an antique store. This is an artifact store.
Yeah, man.
And
it's all got history.
Just phenomenal seeing some of this stuff from everything, culinary firsts, like old ancient first design chef knives. He's got them.
Yep.
It's just military regalia out the wazoo from every country, from every time period.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So if you guys have not been, go check out the Deep End Antiques in Beckley, West Virginia. And if you are one of our abroad listeners, because most of our listeners are not from our area, if you guys want to find out where the Deep End is, look up Deep End Antique Store on Facebook. The address is going to be right there, and you can go check it out on one of your vacation trips as you're passing through the area.
Beckley, West Virginia,
right off 77,
and it's worth the trip. I've got. Let's see.
Teresa says the Deep End is really awesome, and Travis is the coolest dude ever. Really is. It's one of the most interesting places I've ever investigated.
Really,
second, third, and fourth that.
Yeah, it truly is. I think we definitely need to get a massive effort to go up there and collect as much data as we can in one big go. That's what I think. Just throw everything at it.
Yep. Spooky says, my first house was a townhouse. When I lived there, I was sandwiched between houses where elderly people died. That's odd.
Yeah, what happened?
A bunch of weird stuff happened in the basement. The door would randomly lock. Knobs would violently shake in the middle of the night.
Yeah, there's that knob shaking. That's exactly what we saw too, by the way.
It really is.
So, the only difference is the knob couldn't have shook, couldn't have moved.
My mom used to work at the Chilton House, currently known as Angela's on the River, and has many ghost stories from that place. Yeah, that I've heard a lot from Angela's. They've not been really open to letting anybody look at it because they were against any of that stuff. But who knows? Maybe one day they'll let somebody go in and check it out. They took some interest in it for Halloween this year, but didn't really go anything beyond that. Yeah, it's the first time they've done that. Now they normally do this like Murder on the River, murder mystery dinner theater, but they also did like a haunted dinner thing.
Okay.
The house I grew up in and lived in for 25 years was built in 1890 and was super haunted.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh wow!
Let me tell you.
So,
Ab says, I unfortunately do not have any weird stories. Nothing cool ever happens when I'm around. We'll have to take you to the deep end, my friend.
Yeah, you can help debunk it.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, like you would love the historical value of everything there. Like, if nothing happens, if there's nothing going on, it's still just going to be a blast just to be there.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
And then the Obnick will come up and touch you funny.
Maybe. So here's some dug up archival images. I'll pull out here. I believe that is Barb back there. I believe that is the the gym in the bread factory that used to be the bread floor. So this is where the heavy equipment was. This is where the big stuff was. Like and supposedly this is where that guy got killed. Like one of the workers there got killed by one of the heavy pieces of equipment there.
Ron, I remember reading about that particular bread factory on the old WV Ghost website back in the day.
Yeah.
And it might have been Ghostwatch that might have posted the article about that. I don't remember.
It's possible. I don't know if anyone else was actually investigating it. I know a lot of people wanted to. Let's see what else we got here. We got okay, so that's the studio. It's one of the studios. This may be the studio. I'm not sure, but there was several of these studios set up, and this studio, particular one that we're looking for, was on the 3rd floor. And as we're in there looking around, this may not be it. Let's see. Okay, here's the elevator. This is how you get onto that floor. So this is the elevator onto the 3rd floor.
That looks like the elevator in the old Emmons apartment building that I lived in that burnt down. I got in that thing every day and rode it up and down. It was a blast.
It's an old freight elevator, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the only way you get on the 3rd floor. There's no way on or off that 3rd floor unless you go through that. And somewhere, where are the windows at? Let's see.
Deusker says, in addition to my wife and myself, my home is also inhabited by the spirits of the man and woman who built it, plus a very young girl. We have heard the girl's voice many times. That's a trip.
That is. Absolutely.
We got a ghost dog and a ghost cat. That's about as exciting as my house gets. That and Bigfoot out back.
It's pretty exciting though.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
The best thing is I don't have to feed the cat.
So So these are inside, by the way. These windows that you're seeing, that's how these like the weird little studios are built. So there's actually windows inside the walls as you're walking through the hallway there.
It looks like they just took out panels of a trailer and slapped it in there.
Yeah, right.
With the windows.
They might have.
There it is. Okay. That is inside the studio. Those are the windows. You see the windows there. those windows, as we were walking by at one point, this is where I saw the black shadow. If you look out that window there on your left, that's the freight elevator. So I saw the shadow move from the freight elevator to the second window. I turned around and ran toward it around the corner. And when I got there was nothing there. Just like dead air.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing those pictures again, though.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those since the pet shop.
Yeah. It's, I had lost them. I just happened to find them while I was doing some research today for the deep end of all things. Look at this. This is a great one.
Deuster said, I forgot to mention our ghost cat, Pootie. He had her meow on the spirit box one time. That's
awesome.
See, we don't have to have a spirit box for mine. We can just hear it in the basement, along with this little yappy dog. And Rowan has seen the cat a few times, and I've seen the cat multiple times.
How weird.
We don't have a cat. I mean, we have a cat, but it's.
I have 3, so I wouldn't know if one of them was real or not. They're black cats, so anytime you see a black thing scoot out of the corner of your eye around here, it's like probably a cat.
Pat says the apartment building next to my mom's house is built on the site where a house burned down with an elderly couple and a dog. My neighbor used to say that he would hear the woman talking at night.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. I mean, these stories are out there. Like, look, there's Dave.
Dave with collar in his hair still.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to take that down so nobody, don't anybody tell him I showed that. But yeah, so case in point, everybody's seen something out there, right? I mean, pretty much. We don't know what it is, obviously, but we do know that we are seeing things and we're measuring things. And that is, there's multiple validations like we caught there at the deep end. That's what it's all about for me. I can hear I love these ghost stories. I do. Absolutely. And I'm not one of those people who thinks that, it's an account, so it's not relevant. Every account's relevant. Every single account's relevant, because when you hear those stories and then someone else says, oh, wait, that happened to me too. Well, that's relevant now, isn't it? Because, it's not a singular event. Everybody is experiencing these things. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe there's something that we're just not quite figuring out here. Is it something in our minds, in our head, that makes us more susceptible to them? Or are these things intelligent enough just to choose who they want to speak to or show themselves to?
I think it could be a mixture of all the above. There do seem to be certain people that have a tendency to be more sensitive and observe more things. But then there does seem to be some kind of intelligence behind a lot of it where they reach out on purpose, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have any accounts that you guys want to share? Anything else going on?
I think the ghost cat walked on Ron's keyboard.
Yeah. Ron is having the technical difficulty. There he is.
I was caught in a temporal time loop there for a second. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
I did. I saw you're like doing these weird movements in repeat, and then I tried to add you back into the stream and it wouldn't bring you in.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. My lips were moving, but I wasn't saying anything. Very strange.
So Deuster said, I saw my first full body apparition when I was 11 years old.
Oh, wow.
Pab's Corner, I had a friend in high school who saw a demon, in quotes, at the top of the stairs coming out of his basement. The way he described it, it sounded like a shadow person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have lots of people who've seen those,
Spooky said, I did, and it scared Ron off.
Right. But yeah, I mean, the shadow things, we do see a lot of reports of that. And
we do. There's the Hat Man, the shadow beings. There's so much of that. And it goes, the crazy thing about all that is it goes way back, like to the beginning of recorded time back. there's mentions of these dark, shadowy creatures, beings that are just beyond the edge of the firelight.
I have a friend
So-
who's been haunted by the Hat Man for years, and he even sees him when he's awake.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
We need to talk to
Mhm.
this guy.
Well, who is the one guy who did ayahuasca? Now he's haunted by the Hat Man. There's one of the there's a famous sports guy. You remember
you're
that
talking
one?
about
Oh yeah, the guy from the Packers.
Yeah. Did ayahuasca. Now the Hat Man haunts him. Like,
Gail says
what?
my first shadow figure was when I was about 7. What's that guy's name, Brandon? Do you know?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Is that who it is? Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Same house I saw the shadow person. This was before I was. He had heard of him, and it stood over my bed one night watching me. That's creepy.
Hmm.
They keep coming in quicker than I can click them.
Oh yeah,
My
you
mom
guys
had a
are-
Hat Man shadow person in her backyard, but instead of the classic fedora type hat that so many see, this dude looked like he was wearing a trucker cap.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
You mentioned the Civil War a few ago. This Saturday is the 161st anniversary of the Battle of Fort Donelson. I'm having a book signing there. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everybody, if you're in the area, go check out Dewey's signing over there at this location. His books are great, by the way, and you definitely want to pick those up if you can catch him. It'll be a good time. He'll sit and talk your ear off and tell you more stories than you'll ever imagine, because this guy has been doing it and putting in the work for a long time.
Dewey's also a good maker and a tinkerer.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, yeah, he's amazing when it comes to that stuff. So huge respect to people who do that.
Teresa says my sister and I both have seen him several times in broad daylight. Speaking about the Hat Man, it's very. That's the only time I've ever seen it too, is in daylight. Most of the shadow people stories are chalked up to hypnagogic states.
Except I wasn't asleep when I was at work.
I mean, yeah. Like I wasn't either. Whenever I was, because mine happened at work too.
Or when we were on that investigation, I was far from sleep.
But now a lot of them can be chalked up to that. Like
Sure,
he's not wrong. Like you're in that state of mind where you're coming out of sleep and is riding the struggle bus there.
Yeah,
similar to like exploding head syndrome.
Oh my God! Someone gave us our first heart. Who is
we
that?
did. We got our very first heart. How about it? 3 episodes in, we got our first heart.
I need a bell. I don't have a bell. I'm going to make one. Hang on. I'll pull something out of the ether.
How do they even give us hearts?
I don't know, but I'm loving it. Thank you. God, that's amazing.
Then I recently found out how I became susceptible to them because my mother had a friend of hers dibble-dabbled on a Ouija board. And I got more details when I can speak with you. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
That could happen. We got another heart.
Oh man, look at how are y'all doing this?
I don't know how they're doing that. How are you guys doing that? Thanks, though. That's awesome.
Like Valentine candy? Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Anita Allen. Hey, Anita, thanks for joining us. Sometimes a shadow person is simply how a low-level talent sees a spirit. Could be, yeah.
Yep.
With the training, they can see them more clearly. Yeah, I can see where that would be very probable. Gail Kirby Kroll hearts from Facebook. Oh, yeah, that could be where they're coming from.
Yep. So there's some people.
I want to see it rain hearts. Yeah. I'd love to see it rain hearts.
Make it rain hearts.
The more of that kind of interactions we get, the more people it actually shows out to the show, which is true. Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, and we very much.
Ike's over here showing the love.
Thanks, Ike. Got a green heart there. That's even better. Green, like the Flatwoods Monster.
Da-na-na. Speaking of the Flatwoods Monster, we've been making some announcements with the Flatwoods Monster Convention. You guys can go see all of the ads we've been putting out for the vendors who are coming. We also still have a lot of your guys' vendors. Y'all need to send in those the artwork for us. That way we can get your ads produced as well.
I've got to put them in the Wayback Machine so they, they all look the same and have that retro feel. Oh my God.
That's right
it.
there.
Tacos.
Yep.
Taco beats
Taco
hearts.
Bell.
We love you, hearts.
Emily Wills getting hearts all over the place, guys. This is great.
Loving it. Speaking of which, guys,
do you guys have anything else?
Is it Valentine's Day coming up?
It is Valentine's Day coming up. We're 5 days away?
Something like that.
It's on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, we will accept Valentine's Day candy. I'm just saying. You can buy us out.
I haven't seen any of those Sweet Tarts Valentine's Day hearts.
Which ones?
The Sweet Tarts Valentine's hearts. Like the Cupid and the heart and arrow and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those. I need some of those to rot out my teeth.
We'll have to see if we can find some of those. Wow.
Spooky saying he's got a Flatwoods Monster related video coming on Saturday. Go check out Spooky Appalachia's channel and catch the content that he's dropping out there on a regular basis.
Make sure.
Dude makes some great stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot.
And he's also a good friend.
I cannot, however, make anything and share it to Facebook for another 20-some days due to hacker activity. So until then, you guys just going to have to watch stuff over here on YouTube. And Teresa just won the game for me. So
yeah.
Thanks, Teresa.
And then Anita Allen with hearts. Love
and you guys in your heart games. I can't wait to see what you do from now on.
Spooky Appalachia does rock. We love him over there. He does great content.
And here's the official shirt. If you don't know, there you go. There you go. Joe, I have yours. I'll get it over to you ASAP.
Good deal.
And huge thanks for that. Huge shout out.
Yeah, I'll wear mine for you next week on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Advertising.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
This episode brought to you by Spooky Appalachia.
Well, sort of, yeah. I mean, that's
at least Ron's not in the nude.
No, that didn't happen. We still have 18 viewers, obviously. What in the world is wrong with you people? Have you lost your minds? So we are going to be recording another fantastic episode, as we always do, this weekend for the actual radio show. Yep. And that will be on the podcast as well as on YouTube, where you've been seeing the rest of these. The only difference is it will, of course, not be live. I'm not sure what the topic is yet, but it's going to be a good one. So you're going to want to tune in. I do know that
Me too.
What?
Me too.
My mom was lost decades ago. That's good. So I do know that our newest episode drops tonight at midnight on actual audio. And tomorrow around noon, you'll be able to watch the premiere of the latest episode, which is Mind Speak.
It was a really fun episode, guys. We really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will really like it as well. I can almost put money on it that we took a different approach than what
it's going to be a controversial episode. There's no beating around the bush on that. And it makes you think, and that's what it was designed to do, basically, is to make you think and to challenge these things. And I think we did a really good job at those things. Honestly, I think we covered them. We covered some of the more weirder things, and we covered the possible plausibilities of why it's happening and whatnot.
I hope you guys can see this, because it currently looks like I'm watching an old Godzilla movie while I'm watching Ron talk.
Now it looks okay over here so far.
Okay, hopefully they see
that.
It looks like you're being dubbed over here.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
That's the wonders of how this stuff works.
You're right.
Oh
man.
But anyway, that's the live show. And gosh, man, the time flies when you're doing these things. You guys got anything else? Bring it out really, really quick, because we are going to have to jet here in just a few minutes.
Yes, Anita said it looks dubbed on her end too.
Awesome.
It was weird. I don't know what was going on there.
I told you, temporal anomaly.
Yeah.
It's a temporal anomaly. I've told you guys right from the start. You're not listening. Got to pay attention to these things.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us as long as you have. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Remember, you can listen to Wild and Weird Radio's usual podcast over on any podcatcher, or you can go to our website, go to wildandweirdwv.com and click on the podcast tab. You can listen to your heart's content there as well. If you want to see all the documents and all the pictures that we're talking about, you definitely want to jump in over on YouTube like you guys are all right now and hang out with us here. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out with us week in, week out. And this live show is all for you guys. And there it is. Brandon with the win.
Okay. You guys gave us hearts. I had to do that for you.
Right. And it was great having you guys all with us again tonight for another live episode. We appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. And we're going to be doing a contest here soon, so keep your eyes open. It will be exclusive to live members. And
yes, and we have our big anniversary coming up for the show here soon too.
We do. And everybody who's listening, there's a few people that we owed some stuff from contest winners from a few weeks back. Your all's stuff is going to go out tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Here's a burrito and a pizza for you guys. Thanks.
A burrito.
Yeah, Alan. Yes.
Yeah.
We were glad you were able to hang out with us tonight too. Deuce, you're saying good night, Ron and Joe.
Thank you for coming over, Dewey.
No good night for you. Dewey, thanks for hanging out with us, brother. We love you, man. Can't wait to talk to you again, buddy.
This is just like every IT job I've ever had. You get rewarded with pizza.
Ain't that the truth? Ron's a time lord. He is. Then let's see. And Brandon Deucer got him. Love you, buddy. Good night, man. Hope you and your wife have a great night. Gail Kirby's Carl is saying good night. Love the show. Thank you. We very much appreciate it. We'll be in touch with you soon too. I'll find out when a good time to reach out to you is, and we'll give you a shout. All right. I think that about does it. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I think we're good. I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us and making Thursday evening absolutely a blast, because man, we wanted to do this so bad. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but over on the group, I shared a post this evening that popped up in my Facebook memories, and it was our very first. It was our third.
Today's an anniversary. I forgot.
It was the third anniversary of us doing a live show for Wild and Weird West Virginia Talk, which is what it was back then. Wild and Weird West Virginia.
Wild and Weird Talk. It was 2019. Yep. That was the very first one, February of 2019.
Yep.
Wow.
So to the date,
technically 4 years.
Yes, to the date, it was 4 years. It was 4 years to the date. And
because we were just covering news at that point, we just show up, do like a 45-minute news segment, and call it a day.
Yeah, it was a little 6-minute section with a bunch of heavy editing, and I was like, man, I put a lot of effort into that back then.
Thanks, Deucer. You did put a lot of effort into it back then.
I really did. But this is your show now because you guys actually supported us back then. Thank you so much. And,
absolutely. That's why this specific show we let the reins go into your hands and kind of let you guys direct it.
It's your show.
So
we'll see you next Thursday, 8:00. Set your time device.
Same bat schedule.
If you have a time device or if you're a time traveler, then you're
same Kaiju channel.
There. Contact me. Let me know what we talked about.
All right, guys, we thank you very much. And remember, you can send in all those reports to us at wildandweirdwv.com. Just click on the report a sighting tab, and you can always submit your reports there. Till next time, stay wild and weird, everybody. And remember, things can get really, really weird. But at least you don't have a coal miner coming up to you and telling you that he wants his payment, because you probably won't have script on you. And then he'll be around begging forever.
Man.
Stay wild and weird, everybody.
True.